In this video, we're going to be discussing whether or not I really believe anyone can run an ultra marathon. Let's get into it. A couple years ago, I did a video called Why I Think Anyone Can Run an Ultra Marathon, or Why Anyone Can Run an Ultra Marathon, something like that. And the video did quite well. It's one of the most viewed ultra running videos I have on this channel. And I did that video because it was kind of the cornerstone of my channel. I started this channel because I truly want to demystify and bridge the gap between kind of marathon and under to ultra marathon, because I know what it's like. I know what it's like to look from a 5K to a 10K, from a 10K to a half marathon, and half marathon to a marathon, and just seeing what you have to overcome mentally and thinking like, wow, I can't believe people run marathons. And then when you run a marathon and that becomes just kind of secondhand to you, and then you look at ultra marathons, you're like, I don't know if I could really do that. Having been someone that has gone from, a sprinter to 5Ks all the way up the race distances to ultra marathons, I understand what it's like. I understand what it's like to read a book or to watch these videos and see these people that just seem to be supernatural in the feats that they're finishing. When you look at Jim Walmsley or David Goggins and things like that, you look at them and you try to picture yourself doing those things, and you just can't do that. You can't compare yourself to these elites. Who I built this channel for, the reason I do this, first off, is because I love running and I love talking about it and I love making those connections with people. But I made this channel for those people that are thinking about it. Those people who are trying to figure out whether or not they can do it or whether or not they should do it. Lessons learned. How do you do it? How do you approach it? Can anybody do it? And they look at me and they say, a 44-year-old father of 5, super busy, full-time job. If he can do it, I can do it. And I want people to watch that. I want people to walk away from watching my videos and know that they can do it. It's a huge feat. It does take training, and it was a lot of hyperbole in that statement that anyone can run it. Because I did have people that were like, not everyone can do it. That's impossible because I'm sick and I cannot. I get that. I get that people have ailments. And what I want people to understand is that I've said this before, I'm not the same person I was before I ran my first ultra marathon. It changed me because it was the first time in my life that I had actually physically and mentally pushed myself beyond a point that I ever thought I could go. And once you do that, you understand the connections happen. It's like having a child. And I made this statement in one of my first videos on this channel, and I got caught a lot of flack for that too. I have 5 kids. My wife has had 5 kids. I was there with her. So when I compare running an ultra to having a child, I'm not talking about me physically having a child. I'm talking about the emotional process of having a child, of the nerves, the things that come along with that, the fear, the like I said, blood, sweat, and tears, the everything that goes into that, and then coming out on the other side of all that anxiety and fear and things like that, and coming out on the other side, and you have this thing that is there. You've accomplished it, and you're there, and you've made it, and you turn around and you look back, and you said, it's not that bad. In the moment it is, just like in an ultra, when you finish an ultra, you're like, I'm never doing that again. My wife and I said that after every kid. We're never doing that again. And then, 2 or 3 years go by, and you look back, and you're like, you know what, it'd be nice to have another kid. And running an ultra is something you can explain to people, but they'll never understand it truly until they do it themselves. It is a pain, it is a struggle that only you can figure out for yourself. We all have our own different pain caves, our own levels of being able to deal with that. Some people have a super high tolerance, some people have a super low tolerance. But again, getting back on track, the reason I built this channel is because I want people to understand that if you are physically able and have the desire to run an ultramarathon, you can do it. It is not an impossible feat. It is literally, like I've said a million times, it is being able to put one foot in front of the other for enough times to finish a race. It is not giving up. It is being able to deal with the demons, being able to deal with your mind telling your body to stop, or vice versa. Whatever battle you're dealing with, and knowing you're going to be okay, because they are tough. I mean, even though I have a channel and I've done many ultras, I still go through the pain cave. I still go through those hard times, but I recognize them now. I recognize what they are, and I see them for what they are. And that way, they're not that bad anymore. I know I just have to push through them, that things will get better. But really getting back to the core of, do I really think anyone can run an ultra marathon? I truly do believe that. I believe most humans, most people, have more in them than they know. Most people have never pushed themselves to the point where it's broken them mentally and physically. I know there's a lot of people on earth that have obviously gone through some really, really bad things that weren't just a chosen activity, like really bad stuff that have happened in their life. I think there's a reason why ultras attract so many people that have had, tough lives, or bad things happen in their life, or addiction. It's like you can almost recreate that type of stuff in an environment that you control. I've said this before, running ultras makes me feel alive. Challenging myself makes me feel alive. There's something primal about it. There's something that I think humans living our cushioned, soft lives, there's the challenge that is not there that I think many people that came before us have gone through. And so choosing to do an ultra is kind of a safe way, having a net to doing something that is kind of scary. It's a way of challenging ourselves that we can't normally do in everyday life. I enjoy the challenge. I enjoy pushing myself and feeling that pain and knowing I came out on the other side. I see all types of people in ultras. I see men and women of all ages, all sizes, all backgrounds, all different types of jobs. And it's such a cool thing that you go out there, and no matter where you come from, no matter your background, you're all equal. You're all out there, and you're all going to be doing this thing together. That's why I love this community, because I think everyone out there gets it. They get that we're all suffering the same, and that's what makes the trail and mountain and ultra running community so special, and such an awesome group of people, because we know what it is to be an ultra runner. We know the pain. We know the work that goes into it. We know you can't just accidentally do it. Like, you have to purposely choose to do it, train for it, push yourself through those low points, and come out on the other side. There's something special. That's why it's like almost this kind of like fraternal feeling of, we get it. We get each other. We understand while we're out there. It's kind of like how I feel when I talk to other YouTubers, and I'm going to these conventions and I talk to people who understand doing this weird thing where you record yourself and you put it out on the internet. Some people don't understand. They don't understand why someone would do that. They think it's ego. They think you're a narcissist. It's not that. Some of us just enjoy helping people, connecting with people, and some of us feel comfortable doing this. And that's why I do this. It's a creative outlet for me, and I enjoy the connections. I enjoy learning about stuff and experiencing it, and sharing my experiences with other people, and hoping that it will help them, because I've always appreciated it when people used to do the blogs and race reports that you could read after the races. And that's how I learned. I didn't have a lot of videos when I first started doing ultras that you could go watch to find out information. People didn't really do this. So, again, coming back around, yes, I do think if you really want to do an ultra marathon, you can do it. It is not an impossible thing. It really is a super attainable goal. It is hard. It will be hard. It's never easy, but it's one of those things that you will be forever grateful for that you did. So I would recommend, if you have any desire, choose a race next year, whether it be 3 months down the road, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 months down the road. Next year, schedule a race, whether it be a 50K, 50 miler, 100 miler, whatever it is. And if you're new to it and you've run a marathon, I'd say maybe shoot for a 50. If you've done a marathon, you can do a 50K. Not even a problem. You slow down a little bit. If you've done a marathon, you can do a 50 miler. You just have to train a little bit more, a couple more back-to-backs. but you can absolutely do it. It's 100-miler is branching out into territory where it becomes a different ball game. But just choose a race. Choose a race and just do it. Don't think about it. Don't start to question yourself, because believe me, there are a lot of people out there that have no background that would make you think they can do this thing, and they do it. They do it handily. They've done it for years and years and years. I've met so many people out there from all different walks of life and backgrounds and ages. When you're meeting people that are late 60s and 70s, and they're still out there just crushing it. It is something you can do. So I want to kind of address this. I want to address whether or not I really believe it. Well, yeah, it's, again, hyperbole. I understand not anyone can do it, but anybody who really has the desire and the training to back it up can do one. I 100% believe that. Unless you just can't deal with pain at all, it might be tough. But if you can deal with pain, if you can understand it's going to happen, you can deal with it, consume it. Don't let it beat you, and put one foot in front of the other for the however amount of time that you have to finish the race. You will finish the race. So go ahead and click this video right here, or this playlist. I don't know what I'm going to put there. And you can see kind of my thought processes behind completing ultramarathons and kind of my comeback this year. Anybody can do this. Trust me. So if you're not subscribed, please click the subscribe button. And go ahead and smash that thumbs up if you like this video. Click there. I'll see you in the next video. Let's go.